Okay, hello. I am going to give myself a challenge to finish the last 120 pages of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue tonight. I have been really slow at reading, and like really slow at reading this for the past however many weeks, so I'd really like to get that done. I've got a couple little, I guess, chores to accomplish first. I need to put up some groceries, do some car registration stuff. I don't think this is that hard. I've got like an hour and a half now before I have to go pick up my partner and her friend, and then later tonight. So this is where we are right now. We're almost at the end. I've just had a hard time focusing, and I'm at April 6th, 2014. Both Henry and Addie know about each other's curses. They don't know the extent. The time of Henry's has not been revealed yet. I do think, like, what I'm getting out is I do think this is Luke essentially planting this because he's like, I want to be the one, you know? I want to be the one that makes you surrender. And I think he probably found someone with the disposition who looked enough like him, who could weed all these things in out of all of the horrifically sad people crying out into the night in New York, and he picked Henry because he knew it would affect her the most. This is my guess. If I'm like so far off, like damn reading comprehension, I don't know. But that's what I've got left. Got a few chores, which I need to grab something now to do for one of those, but hopefully I will finish tonight. I'm also starving, so I'm gonna eat first, and then we will get into this.
Staring at walls, fearing for the future. You have an idea, so desperate that you, at other times of year, can hopefully justify risk, and this entire category is basically just intrusive thoughts that I've had.
I've done my little chores, had my little snack. It is 8:11. I need to leave about 9:10, so we've got like hour to accomplish this. So I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna like go crazy. I can't read that fast. So I think that I could maybe get 50 pages now if I try really hard, and then it'll be close to like 80 left, and I can definitely do that tonight. So yes, I will be back. Okay, I absolutely forgot that I have to go make dinner for my partner and her friend because they're out late, and I said I would do it, so I'm gonna do that. I read a little bit more. I think there's like 90 pages left now. I'm going to put some stuff in a rice cooker and then go pick them up. So that's on. I've gotta go. Gotta drive myself to downtown. Okay, it is now 11, and my goal is to read the next 90 pages tonight. And I have to wake up for work at 6:30 in the morning. This is a regular event for me, but I'm in my room now, which is kind of, oh my god. Are you kidding me? Is that a fucking spider? You guys. Up my ass, that's a spider? Are you kidding? Got about 90 pages and then I'm done. It's very clear we're getting somewhere with this. I am enjoying that like almost every chapter does kind of allude to what has already occurred. Like this is being written from those notebooks that Henry is filling about Addie, because she's like, it would be set in like 1876 or whatever, and then it'll be like, and by the next time she comes, it will already have been blah blah blah, describing what happens in the future in the past tense, in the scene in the past. I do like that, but sometimes I feel like it's a little like on the nose, but I think it's in a way where it's on the nose because maybe it's really not going to happen the way I think it will. Or like Henry was kind of just like standing on the edge of a roof on July 4th, like contemplating suicide, and it's like Addie is like, she will wish that she did something, she will wish that she pressed, she will wish that she asked, but she didn't. And I'm like, okay, like it's very clear that his soul, the time is not a lifetime like he said, it's much shorter, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of on the nose right now. That's where we sit and we wait. That's where I'm at. Gonna turn on some classical music, some dark academia they would say, and finish. Yeah, I will report back completed with more thoughts. If for some reason Luke actually like goes through with this, won't that mean that Henry won't remember her? Like, are we gonna go 300 years and she's not going to say the terms out loud directly? Like, I need a moment, because I'm like, there's only like 20 pages left, so we're gonna see. So it is 1:14, not 1:15 yet, and I have finished, and I have work at 6:25 in the morning. So I'm going to do a little, like, these are my immediate thought wrap-ups of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I think in one of the last updates, I did essentially say that, like, he was writing down her story so people could know. I don't know. I wouldn't say that I, like, fully predicted where we were, like, pretty early. The only thing I knew from watching like a Book Leo video is that the thing is Addie and Luke. I do appreciate that it isn't. Like, it is, but it isn't. This girl just, like, she has to prove that she's right. Like, she's there for the bit. She's there for, like, the longest bit on earth. And I love that. I love that for her. I don't know if I would say I absolutely agree with, like, the last 20 pages. Like, for me, I wouldn't say unsatisfactory, that's wrong, because, like, it's a very satisfying book. Clearly, I cried. I loved everything leading up to it. I loved that she made her own deal and also spun the words to trick him, just like he tricked her. I love that she literally is, like, gonna fucking get that guy for the bit, because she has to have the last word. I don't know if I agree with the sentiment that it wasn't love, maybe it wasn't this with Henry. I did really love the whole everything that, like, time. So I love a story that makes you think of time and makes you think of all of the people that you love and all of the things you love. Because damn V.E. Schwab. If I were to rate it, which I think is not always the best way to do things, I would probably give it like a 4.5. 4.5. There were some repetition things that weren't my absolute favorite, but it was really good, and it made me cry. I was crying. I think I was crying for like the last 40 pages. I think I was crying from the 1 year reveal, whenever that was. I will finish this, I don't know, tomorrow, like with a real, like, I completed it. Here are my fully fledged out thoughts after I write my review for it tomorrow. Probably. But yes, I'm gonna go get ready for sleep now because I have work in 5 hours. It's the next day, and I finished her last night at like 1:15 a.m. Then I had to get up at 6:40 this morning for work. I've kind of compiled some of my thoughts. There are two sides of me with this book. So I really enjoyed it. I love flowery language. I write like that. I think that it's silly when we tell people to dumb it down sometimes, to not be so flowery and extravagant with our language. I really like when we just let the breadth of our words out. So I didn't have an issue with that. I really enjoyed that. I like how she writes. There were just a few things, I think 3 really, that were my main, I guess, thoughts on the book. I don't necessarily know if issues, just like made me think. There was kind of a lot of repetition. They are running in and out of rooms, parks, windows, so many places to get air so often. And like after the 3rd or 4th time, I'm like, okay, we can find another way to like break a situation, have someone react in a way that is intense, have strong emotions other than like running out. It just at some point I was like, I have read them run out of this room so many times and like, please stop. So that's one of them. It's just something where I was like, oh, do we have to? And that's not like, I really enjoy the repetition in terms of like a literary use. It happens a lot in like the main Henry chapter, so both September 4th days. So it's like, perhaps he does this at some point, at some point, at some point. It's just a storm, it's just a storm, it's just a storm. He's so tired, just so numb. I really enjoy that. I love writing like that, where it's super repetitive in that way. The other one is the day of September 4th, like the original day. The way that it's written, I really enjoy it. And then the same can be said for after they figure it out. He's happy, he's ready, he's not afraid, he's this, it's just like, it's like beating. It's a way for the words to sound rhythmic. It's like they're beating what's about to happen to the reader, like boom, 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 like we know what's coming. And then you don't, because it's so ingrained in you through the chapter. I really like that kind of repetition. It's just scene repetition, where I was like, okay, all right. I think I felt that way with a couple of the anniversaries as well toward the end there, and a couple of the non-anniversaries where you see Luke like falling in love or whatever you want to call it. I was like, okay, we've seen this. I get the point. I get it. I get it. The other thing is the ending. I don't know if the ending is totally for me. I really love the Henry chapters in the end. Like I was saying, like I love repetition so much in like a literary sense. So those were really nice. Hearing repeated stories about the worth of humanity and friends and loved ones, and everything will pass, like even if you live, even if you don't die, or in this case have your soul taken, but things will become memories the more human you are, in the same way that Addie starts to lose her memories of the people she once loved. So they're kind of like paralleling each other in that sense. But the Addie bits, I don't know if they were my favorite. I'm to be honest, I don't care about Luke. I don't care about that part of it. It didn't seem fleshed out enough for me to really be like, okay, she's really believing that she's not human and coming to terms with that and understanding what that is. It was just like a switch between like 3 chapters where she was like, I am a human, like really trying to fight that and not noticing or acknowledging the things that make her not human anymore, to then go, I'm not a human, I can make a deal. I just don't know if that was like, we were there yet, and I don't know. I'm not saying that this book needed to be any longer, because it's like 450 pages essentially, and it accomplished what it needed to. I wasn't really like believing that part at the end. Yeah, I don't know. That was interesting to me. And maybe it was when she pointed to a stranger and was like, kill them instead of him. Maybe that was the moment where she was like, I'm not a human anymore. That's it, that's gone. But I think that it might have been good for us to have another one of those flowery, repetitive, language-wise chapters where she realizes that or something. I don't know. It just felt a little like rushed. You've got so many pages of so many words before, and then you've got like 2 chapters to wrap it up. 3? And then what I would describe more of an epilogue than the end. I literally don't care that it was like, this book is what he was writing. That was kind of what I was getting at some point while reading before they revealed it, and I like that. I think it's fun. I at least didn't like fully see it coming, and I think that it was like, okay, and her story was told. That's fun. There wasn't a lot that happened in her personal story in terms of like, many women across time go through that and have been forgotten, so maybe that was the point, that it was just like an average woman's life that she could never have anyone remember her. It's not like we're saying that this was like they imply Sinatra made a deal with Luke, that kind of a thing. It doesn't seem like that's what the point is. It's just that she's an average woman whose story was forgotten. Well, it was just this one section. It's on 440 in the hardcover. Just what I didn't super like. That is the thing about living in the present and only in the present. It is a run-on sentence, and Henry was a perfect pause in the story, a chance to catch her breath. She does not know if it was love or simply a reprieve. If contentment can compete with passion, if warmth will ever be as strong as heat. But it was a gift. Not a game or a war, not a battle of wills, just a gift. And that was interesting to me, because I don't know if I was like getting the vibe. I guess I like that she didn't give up her strong, fucking thick old skull of I'm going to win against Luke. I like that she didn't just give up her life after 300 years to save a boy she met 6 months ago. I like that, because she's still there. She's still playing a long con on him like he was playing on her. But I just wasn't catching the idea of it being a reprieve at all throughout that. I don't know if I was catching that throughout the book, of that love not being what you're reading it as, and then you like figure out that it feels slightly different to her, and it's kind of just like a break from the game so she can get back on her feet and beat him next time. I do like the concept that she's like, now I will win this fucking war and then it's done. And I assume it means that like she will continue to live on like a god, but people will remember her. I wasn't the biggest fan of literally the last chapter. Even like the last couple pages, I think it would have been fine if she saw the book. I don't even need to see Luke. I literally don't care. And yay, she's there. It was just the way that they spoke about it's the way that she spoke about Henry made me be like, okay, then what? What? The other thing is, and I've seen like a couple people talk about this, I don't know a lot about this book. I really don't. I am so late to it. It's been like 5 years. But it's just that she literally misses some of the most important and horrific things that have ever existed in human history. And like, they're never mentioned. Henry never asks about them. She only partakes in World War II for the French, you know? So I saw some people talking about that, and I also was like, we're like dropped in the middle of some very eventful years in history between the places that she's going, which is like Europe, France, and the US. So like from 1714 to 2014, you're telling me that she didn't notice any of that? I find it hard to believe that she didn't even hear that the Archduke was fucking shot. Those are just some thoughts that keep it from being a 5-star for me, personally. Though I did really enjoy it, again, really love repetition, love a story about humanity and remembering that even simple, small things are what you're going to hold on to most, and they are the most important thing. I do really want to read her vampire romance. I'm so sorry. I have to read that. Someone told me that it was inspired by Interview with the Vampire, and I went, oh, okay. Me and that show, nothing else, me and that show are so tight. When she lived in Bourbon Street, I was literally like, okay, so where's Lestat? Because he was in New Orleans at the time. I really the whole time was like thinking of Interview with the Vampire, the concept of someone giving you eternal life and being forgotten, and like how Louis experiences losing his family and losing these things that he has known. I've got my Goodreads review of Invisible Life up. It's essentially what I said. I did really enjoy it. I want to read more of her stuff, so let me know if you want me to read something in particular. I have some parts of one of her series, and then I do want to get the new Sapphic vampire book. And, you know, do all the things. My Instagram, I post the same things on TikTok. I'm back. Maybe go to my Tumblr. Maybe I'll start posting there more. You never know. And, I don't know, let me know your thoughts. Have you read it? Do you like V.E. Schwab? What did you think? That's all. Okay. Bye.